Okay, am I audible now? Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible, Abubakar? Are you able to hear me? Yes or no? Hello, am I audible? Unmute yourself and speak. Hello, am I audible, Abubakar? Are you able to hear me? Please switch on your video and unmute yourself and speak. Yes, are you able to hear me? Can you switch on your video? No, Abubakar, you're not audible at all. You're not audible. Switch on your video. Yes, yes. Now you're a little bit audible. Say it again. Are you able to hear me though? Yes, yes. Okay, rejoin. Please rejoin. Okay, leave the meeting and join again. Okay, rejoin. So are you not using any kind of earphones or headphones so that you can communicate? You're not able to unmute yourself? Hello, am I audible? Yes, Abubakar, am I audible to you? Hello, am I audible? Yes, are you able to hear me? Yeah, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, finally, yes, I can hear you too now. So you're having this internet difficulty. What is happening?
Ma'am, my laptop audio problem is there. Your voice is coming really low.
So you're not using earphones, that's why. Do you have earphones?
Ma'am, audio is coming very less. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have earphones with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have earphones? Earphones.
YouTube.
Earphones, earphones.
Earphone. No,
Yeah.
let me check.
Yeah. Use that.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
1 minute,
Say.
ma'am.
Sure. Get your earphones.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. All right, now switch on your video.
Yes, ma'am.
You're able to see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, all right. Now, what is the last thing that you have written in your notebook?
I'm lasting out plasma membrane.
Plasma membrane?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we had talked about, okay, so today we had to talk about the fluid mosaic model, right? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Also, like, why are you late today in the class?
Ma'am, laptop
Laptop
was
connectivity.
restarting because after a long time I opened it. That's why.
Oh, okay. Let's see. The thing is that, like our time, the set time for the class is there, and I have like back-to-back classes here. So, like, even if you have joined late, I cannot prolong the class because, I have other classes from 8:15 over here, Indian time. So, try to be on time in the class, okay? And from the next class, try to use your earphones so that you can hear me nicely. Now you can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you using any earphones?
No, no. I just kept the laptop near.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about fluid mosaic model. So, did you have any difficulty in the differences between plants and animal or the plasma membrane, the intro part? Did you have any difficulty?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any difficulty in the topics that we had discussed in the previous class?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So now let us talk about the fluid mosaic model. Now, this model, it was proposed to tell about the structure of the plasma membrane or the cell membrane, and this was given by Singer and Nicholson. They were the two scientists, and in the year 1972. Now, according to this fluid mosaic model, we know that the plasma membrane is semi-fluid, right? Selectively permeable, and it can let things to come inside and to go outside. So, according to this model, the quasi-fluid nature of lipid enables the movement of protein within the lipid bilayer. Do you remember what are the two types of proteins with respect to plasma membrane?
Ma'am, types of protein.
Yes. Do you remember integral and peripheral proteins?
Yes, ma'am.
Integral and peripheral proteins. See these two things. Integral proteins and peripheral proteins.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So what happens? You asked me in the previous class that what is a bilayer. So I told you like bilayer is the
Ma'am, I did not write that part. I only wrote till this plasma membrane, this till model I wrote. Yeah, till here. And then till
okay,
yes, ma'am, till model lipids, fat, this or I don't write.
okay. See, the word lipid is also known as fat. Okay. Now, when
Yes,
we
ma'am.
talk about the structure of the plasma membrane, so there is a lipid bilayer. Lipid bilayer means two layers of lipids or two layers of fats are there. Okay. And what happens is that in these two layers of fats, the proteins they move to and fro through these layers. Now the proteins they are of two types depending upon the ease of extraction, like how easy it is to extract the protein. There are two types of proteins. The first one is integral protein, and then there is peripheral protein. Now, integral proteins are those kind of proteins that are embedded in the like the lipid bilayer partially. Okay, they are not fully, like you can say, on the surface, nor they are submerged. They are embedded partially. Now, talking about the peripheral proteins, so these are the ones that lie on the surface. They are present on the surface area. They're not present inside. They are not embedded. So they are on the surface. Now, if you compare these two different types of proteins, which one do you think will be easier for us to extract? Will it be integral or peripheral?
Ma'am, peripheral.
Yeah. Why?
Ma'am, because it lies on the surface.
Very good. It is present on the surface, so we can easily extract it. Very good. Now talking about the fluid mosaic model. So this model explains that because of the quasi-fluid nature of lipid, the lipid bilayer, it has a quasi-fluid nature. And because of that nature only, the proteins can move through the lipid bilayer. It can move, like it can move front, it can move back. Now, what is the function? The fluid nature of the membrane is important from the point of view of functions like cell growth, secretion, endocytosis, cell division. Meaning, see, if anything is fluid, for example, if the plasma membrane, which is the outer layer, if that layer is fluid, like you can say it has fluidity, it is fluid layer. So you can think about it as being really flexible, right? So since plasma membrane will be flexible, so the whole function of the plasma membrane will be surrounding the flexibility. So it will allow the cell to grow properly, it will allow the secretions to come out, it will also support endocytosis. Now what is endocytosis? Endocytosis is a process through which the intake of material happens in the form of vesicles, and this happens by plasma membrane invagination. For example, this is a cell. Okay. The outer layer is the plasma membrane. Now, do you understand the meaning of invagination? Invagination. Do you understand the meaning of it?
No, ma'am.
See, invagination means anything that first is a layer like structure. Then, if I say that this layer invaginates, meaning it forms a deepening towards it. So, for example, if this is the plasma membrane normally, if I say that invagination is taking place, so it will start to form like this. This curving of the plasma membrane, or this you can say folding of it, is known as invagination. Clear? The process is invagination. So what happens, for example, if any particle is outside, the taking in of the particle inside the cell by the invagination. Now this again, this invagination or the folding of plasma membrane is possible because of the quasi-fluid nature. Clear?
Ma'am, because of?
Quasi-fluid nature. This.
Okay, yes.
Apart from that, it also helps in the process, or you can say it also functions while exocytosis as well. Now, exocytosis, it is the process, just like how endocytosis was taking in the particles which are present outside, and exocytosis means the waste products being excreted out. So talking about exocytosis, it is also known as cell vomiting or ephagy. Now, according to this, it is the process of excreting out the waste product from the cytoplasm of the cell through the plasma membrane. So whatever is the waste product of the cytoplasm, it is excreted out of the cell through the plasma membrane. Okay? This thing is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, apart from that, the plasma membrane allows the transport of materials across it. Why does it allow? Because it is selectively permeable. Right? The nature of the plasma membrane is selectively permeable. And since it is permeable, meaning that it will allow certain substances to come inside and to go outside. Now, this transportation, or the transportation that takes place inside the cell, meaning the cellular transportation, it is of two types: passive transport and active transport. Talking about the passive transport, so it takes place along the concentration gradient. You understand what is a concentration gradient? What is a concentration gradient? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
What is a concentration gradient?
Concentration variant.
Yes.
Ma'am, it takes place along the it. Ma'am, passive transport takes place along the concentration gradient.
Yeah, I'm asking what is concentration gradient?
Ma'am, I don't know.
See, do you know about diffusion?
Yes, ma'am. Diffusion, yes.
Hmm. So diffusion happens from what area to what area? What happens in diffusion? Tell me.
Ma'am, this nucleus or cells, they get diffused, right? Diffusion is a process.
Hmm. What happens during that process?
When the cells break down,
No, no, no. See, during the process of diffusion, for example, diffusion is actually the movement of substances, particularly gases, from a region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. So, if anything happens along the concentration gradient, it means that it is happening from high area to low area. For example, see this. If if you are like rolling a big rock on top of a mountain, right? So you are down here and you're rolling it upside, and then you reach the top of the mountain and you are throwing it downside. So this is number one and this is number two. Now tell me which one will be easier, number one or number two?
can you repeat the definition? Can you repeat the definition?
It's not the definition, dear. See, what happens if you are carrying a rock on the top of the mountain? Okay, you're pushing it and you're carrying
Yes,
it on
ma'am.
the top of the mountain. Okay, and then when you have reached the top of the mountain, you're throwing that rock down. So which one will be easier, one or two?
Ma'am, first one.
First one, right? Why? Because you are at a high point and you're sending it at a low point, right?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
the concentration gradient means from high to low. Now, this can be from high pressure to low pressure. This can be from high concentration to low concentration. Clear? So, whenever the things are being transported from high to low concentration, we call it as passive transport. And passive transport does not require any energy. Okay? It happens along the concentration gradient, meaning from high concentration to low concentration. So passive transport does not require any kind of energy. Now talking about diffusion. So it is the movement of gases from a region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. That is what we know as diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of gases, particularly from a region of high concentration of gas to the region of low concentration. Clear?
Ma'am, can I write this definition?
Yeah, I'll give you time to take down everything. I'll give you time.
Okay.
Now, when this diffusion is taking place for water, okay, when the water is moving from a region of high concentration to the region of low concentration, then we call it as osmosis. Okay, movement of water from high to low concentration is called as osmosis. Movement of gases is known as diffusion. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
And remember that osmosis and diffusion, both of them are passive transport.
Ma'am, these both are examples of passive transport?
Yes, yes. Because they do not require any energy and they happen from high concentration to low concentration. Okay. Now, any solute that is neutral, meaning it does not carry any positive charge, it does not carry any negative charge. So all of them can do passive transportation, meaning they do not require any energy to be transported. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. No. Yes.
Ma'am, what are neutral solutes?
Neutral solutes are the one, just 1 second. Yes. Neutral solutes are those solutes that do not carry any charge. They do not carry any negative charge. They do not carry any positive charge. They are neutral. Okay, so the things that do not carry any charge, they can be transported in the cell passively, meaning without energy requirement. Okay, without the use of energy. Clear? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
You've understood this whole thing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. All right, now you can note it down, then we'll move forward. You can switch off your video and write down comfortably.
Hello?
Yes.
Ma'am, can
Done?
you scroll?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. can you scroll?
Okay, let's just keep it till here only, okay, Abubakar, because I have another class to take. So let's just keep it till here, and in the next class we'll continue.